One of the people during Retreat from Afar, who's been here several times, sent in some questions about precepts, so I thought I would answer those today. So it starts out, what is a pratimoksha precept body, and why does it cease when the aggregates cease? Okay, so when we take the pratimoksha precepts, that's the 5 lay precepts, monastic precepts, things like that, you're taking them just for this life, and you receive what's called a precept body, which is made up of subtle elements. And I have asked many geshes about exactly what a precept body is. I have not gotten a crystal clear answer. So this is the clearest that they all agree on, okay? And this is from the viewpoint of the Vaibhasikas and most of the Prasangikas, okay? So you get a precept body that's a very subtle kind of form that acts as a dam that prevents you from going beyond what you've promised that you won't go beyond, okay? So it prevents you from transgressions. And it's physical form because the pratimoksha precepts concern verbal and physical actions. Yeah, of course you have to work on the mind to keep them, but the precepts themselves are not about mental actions. They're about verbal and physical ones. So why don't bodhisattva and tantric vows cease when the aggregates cease? Oh, I need to go back. So why does the precept body from the pratimoksha precept cease when you die? Because you took them for one life, and because they are forms, so when the physical form ceases, the precept body also ceases, okay? And then why don't you don't receive a precept body when you take the bodhisattva and tantric precepts, and both of those you take from now until enlightenment. Yeah, so until you're fully awakened, yeah, you've committed to keep those 2 sets of precepts, if you've taken them. And so those do not bring a precept body, or what they call an imperceptible form or a non-revelatory form. And so it doesn't cease when the aggregates cease, because it's more your mental intention. And so that latency goes on with you into future lives. Why doesn't a strong intention to keep a pratimoksha precept until awakening follow us to future lives? The strong intention will, okay? If you have a strong intention, I never want to kill, I never want to steal, and so on, by the force of that mental intention, yeah, you're putting imprints in your mind, and those imprints will go on with you to the next life, even though the pratimoksha precept itself, the precept body, doesn't go with you, okay? But the power of your intention, of course, goes with you. Couldn't you determine to take the 5 precepts or monastic precepts life to life without interruption? You can aspire to do that. You can have the intention to do that. But in each lifetime, you have to retake the pratimoksha precepts, okay? But I don't know about you. I'm praying, in one lifetime after another to always have the fortune, to be born in a place where the precept lineage exists, where I can meet masters who can train me, where I can take the monastic precepts again. So you can certainly make that intention and aspiration, but you can't take the precepts yourself from one life to the next. Does that mean when I'm born in a new life and I've taken bodhisattva precepts previously, but I don't know it, and I do things that contradict them, that I'm creating negative karma? Yeah. So we've asked that to our teachers too. I don't remember a real clear answer on that. What I remember is, yeah, there's some negativity because you're going, because anyway, what a lot of the things that you said that you wouldn't do are going to be naturally negative actions anyway. But even the ones that aren't, you still have the pratimoksha precepts. So there's probably going to be some bodhisattva precepts. So there's probably going to be some karma involved. Yeah. Do you remember anything more about it?
This came up in one of our review classes when we were doing the master's program, and Venerable Birgit had, I don't know where she got it from, but I think she had checked maybe with Geshe Gyatso, and the answer was you don't break. Like as a little child, for example,
Yeah.
you know, you're fighting with your brother over toys or whatever. It's not that you're breaking your bodhisattva vows. So I can't remember exactly what the story is, but yeah, you don't really break them. But
Yeah.
whether there's negativity, and I think you still have to retake them in that
Yes.
lifetime as well.
Yeah. They always advise that you retake them in your next life. Yeah.
I'll try to check if I can find that statement.
Okay. But for sure, if you're fighting with your siblings over toys, you're going to be creating negative karma, even if you're not breaking the bodhisattva precept itself. Yeah. Okay. How can the ninth bodhisattva precept to abandon not acting in accord with your pratimoksha precepts follow us to future lives if the pratimoksha precepts do not? You have to retake the pratimoksha precepts, okay? So, yeah, that one. Hopefully, if you've taken the bodhisattva precepts in this lifetime and you have a very strong intention, yeah, that you'll meet the Dharma in future lives and be able to take the pratimoksha and bodhisattva precepts again. Okay? Good. By the way, I tend not to use vow now. Unless I'm speaking about the whole ordination, that we had a discussion one time in our monastic gathering, and Bhikkhu Bodhi was saying that, and I checked up with somebody else too about the Sanskrit, that the term doesn't in Pali and in Sanskrit, it means more ethical code or ethical restraint. And okay, so it's meant as a precept, something you're training the mind in, something that's guiding you. Whereas the English word vow, we tend to think of as, from the Christian perspective, I am not going to do that, and if I do that, I'm going to hell or whatever. Okay? So it's not seen so much like that. It's seen much more as something that you're determining that you don't want to do because you're training your mind, and it's helping you guide your mind in the direction that you want to go in. So not to see it as a vow and, you're sinful and, like that. Okay? He talked quite a bit about that. So often I translate it now as ethical restraint or ethical code. Yeah, I think the term is samvara. Samvara. Yeah. Okay, anything else? So she's quite eager. Yeah, she's been here and, she took the 5 precepts. Last time she took the 8 precepts, She has 2 kids, and she's aspiring and going in the direction.